This isn't an obstacle trail, but it's very abusive. Kind of like top of the world, huh?
I feel like top of the world had a few obstacles.
Had a few obstacles, but really they said, you know what, the biggest thing about top of the world is it's 6 miles of beating you up.
Well, this is only 3.7.
Yeah. This is quite the road, huh, True? Yeah, it's beating us up. Oh, yeah. That's what Jeeps are for, huh?
Well, so far I haven't seen anything that we couldn't do in a Toyota Avalon.
Yeah, right? We've done worse. And we're still in two-wheel drive.
I used to always get such a kick out of the Car and Driver or something that would put out the top 5 best and then the 5 worst vehicles to purchase each year.
Yeah.
And Jeeps were always in the worst.
Yeah.
Because they're not comfortable. You don't buy a Jeep for comfort.
Yeah, you notice all those things they always said, like, they've got the highest resale value, you know, they have fun factor, blah, 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 but they're not comfortable, so they're the worst thing to buy.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so that tells me all I need to know about your 5 best and 5 worst.
Yep.
Three thrilling days later, we awoke to a cold but otherwise beautiful day. Bacon on the Blackstone, hard-boiled eggs, and hot drinks gave a little comfort to the cold and achy bones of those of us older than 3 years of age. We packed up and left the lion's den and began a day of adventure much different than those which had come before. Gravel forest roads carried us along our pre-planned route until we came to one that was unexpectedly closed for logging. The detour meant we missed out on the one good actual trail I had planned for the day, but the day was not lost. After 3 days of high-intensity moments, Tuesday was a day of serenity, of sheep and cattle grazing on rolling mountainside pastures, of sunny valleys, blue skies, and some of the most vibrant shades of green that any season has to offer. Jefferson Forest in Virginia is beautiful and fun to explore, but the farm-fresh back roads of Virginia were a sight to behold. Tuesday was a day we all needed, and while I would have liked to have hit that trail, while I would have liked to see what kind of obstacles it might hold, I wouldn't change a thing about the way Tuesday played out. Having spent several hours rolling around curves to find one bucolic sight after another, which lowered blood pressures and calmed anxieties, we decided that would be a good night to arrive at camp early. After all, camp Tuesday night was something special. It wasn't the fact that the Adirondack Trail cut through camp that made it special, although Jen did get to do some hiking, setting foot on this long-time dream of hers. It wasn't that the camp was a fenced-in area surrounded by free-range cattle and wild pony grazing lands, although the Longhorns lounging just steps away from where we eventually set our roots for the night was rather neat. It wasn't even because camp was the rounded top of a 4,500-foot mountain within Mount Rogers National Recreation Area, although the mountaintop view was incredible. Tuesday night's camp was special for all these reasons put together and multiplied by the company. My dad and I hiked to backcountry camps several times when I was younger, and to have him along in such an epic sight as this was a great blessing. My wife and I have loved exploring together from the time we first got the chance, and every adventure we have together is another gift from God. Our son, before this trip, has never been more than 800 feet above sea level, rarely seen roads that weren't country mile squares, and certainly never experienced sleeping on the top of a mountain. And so for the 3 of us to be able to introduce him to such wonder is a joy beyond words. We even got to share our campfire for a little while with an Adirondack Trail section hiker, trying to piece together the bits she'd missed since beginning the epic undertaking at 55 years old. The camp was quite the mountaintop experience in more ways than one, but this isn't an Instagram cut. Our mountaintop day did have its trials. The last 3 miles to get up to camp took a toll, as 45 minutes of rock-strewn terrain had us all a little tired of lurching back and forth in our seats. When we got to the top, temperatures were dropping with a few snowflakes falling as we set up camp, and the wind was ripping through with incredible gusts. Even so, this was an epic place to end our day of beautiful Virginia farmland views. Sometimes in life we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and sometimes we find serenity in our mountaintop days. But whether in struggles or in blessings, may we always keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. He's always right there beside us. No matter how perfect your mountaintop may seem, there's always going to be the brokenness of a fallen world. Always, that is, until the day that the Lord's redeemed stand and worship in His presence. I assure you that this will be a mountaintop like no other. Let us never get so comfortable in our good days that we are happy to remain there. Every day here on earth signals the shortcomings of a world rebellious against God, even the best days. Every day points the cognizant heart to eagerly await Christ's return. That will certainly be a day to behold. Little excerpt from Revelation 22, 1-7. Then he showed me a pure river of the water of life, clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb in the middle of its street. On each side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 kinds of fruit, yielding its fruit each month. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. There shall be no more curse. The throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. They shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads. Night shall be no more. They need no lamp, nor the light of the sun. For the Lord God will give them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. The angel said to me, These words are faithful and true. The Lord God of the holy prophets sent his angel to show his servants the things which must soon take place. Look, I am coming soon. Blessed is he who keeps the words of the prophecy of this book. Was it a good adventure?
Yes.
Did you have fun jeeping?
Yes.
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 Did you enjoy the woods?
Uh,
Can you say bye-bye?
Mama.